A grant was submitted through the Orange County and Division of Criminal Justice Service by the department requesting $8,064 in police protective equipment consisting of a M4 patrol rifle and 8 active shooter response package, which includes a helmet and outer vest. Our next meeting is scheduled for December 20th at 6 p.m. in the Mayor's Council Chambers. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Liaison, CDA, Ms. Troby.
Thank you. The CDA last met on November 16th at 7:30 p.m. Neither myself nor George could attend as we were at a budget workshop. No new business was presented to speak of here. The one thing I will mention is that the lead hazard reduction program applications are still being accepted, but this program will end very soon, so if you're interested in receiving funds for lead hazard remediation, contact the Orange County Office of Community Development at 845-615-3820, or you can email them at comdev@orangecounty.gov.com. Thank you.
Thank you. IDA, Ms. Randazzo.
The next IGA meeting will take place on Wednesday, December 21st at 6 p.m. here in the council chambers. Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Foster, ADA.
Our next meeting is scheduled for the 8th at 6:30 in the Mayor's Conference Room.
Thank you. Housing Authority, Mr. Siegel.
Thank you, Mayor. The last Housing Authority meeting was November the 22nd. The next meeting is December 27th at 7 p.m. Hillside Terrace. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Ms. Fitzpatrick, Recreation Commission.
Thank you, Mayor. The Recreation Department is once again participating in Santa's Toy Box. Santa's Toy Box is a toy drive for children here in the tri-state area. The Recreation Department is accepting new toys up until December 22nd, 2016. New toys can be dropped off at the Youth Center weekdays 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please help us help the children of the tri-state area. Any questions, contact the Recreation Office at 845-858-4045 or email pjrec@frontiernet.net. Co-ed youth basketball registration for the 2016-2017 season is this Saturday, December 3rd at the Youth Center, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, December 5th, 6th, and 7th from 6 to 8, also at the Youth Center. Youth basketball will start on December 17th. Co-ed youth basketball is for boys and girls in grades 3 through 6. We have limited spots, so it's best to register as early as possible. Also, Elks Bronx Park and Watershed Park trails remain open for hiking and biking. Even though hunting and fishing are prohibited in the city parks and trails, we are still encouraging all trail goers to wear bright clothing. We also posted signs at the trailhead locations at Reservoir Number 1, Elks Bronx Park, and off Box Bomb Road. To all trail goers, remember, pack in and pack out. Leave only footprints and tire treads. Help us keep the trails safe and clean. Also reminding everyone that the Youth Center is open Monday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., and Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Friday night is our tea night. Hours are 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. The next Recreation Commission meeting is scheduled for tomorrow night, November 29th at 7 at the Youth Center. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Fitzpatrick. Tourism Board, Mr. Belcher.
The Tourism Board hasn't met since our last meeting, but we yesterday with the Chris Kindle mark, Laura did a heck of a job getting everything ready for it and making all the arrangements with the help of the rest of the members of the Tourism Board, and it was a great day. Did you have anything you wanted to say, Laura?
No, speak later.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And your next meeting is?
December 13th.
Yes. Thank you.
6 p.m.
Thank you. Zoning Board, Ms. Randazzo.
The zoning board has not met. The next meeting is scheduled for December 6th, Tuesday, December 6th at 7 p.m. here in the council chambers.
And Planning Board?
And the planning board meeting, the next one is scheduled for Tuesday, December 13th, also at 7 p.m. here in the council chambers. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. I have nothing from Plumbing or Electrical Board. Is anyone else? Okay. Senior Advisory, Mr. Siegel.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing to report. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Belcher, Access 23.
I have nothing. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Under Mayor's Correspondence and Information Update, I want to give thanks for the slew of volunteers that came out for the Thanksgiving dinner, both the service to our shut-ins here in Port Jervis, and Kathy and her crew who put that meal together, as well as Flo Santini and her crew up in Deer Park who delivered over, I think there was 135 meals there. So altogether it was close to 300 meals either delivered to shut-ins or given out that day. Great job with the Chris Crindle Mart. The Juggle Boy there was by far a fantastic hit, and of course Santa's Express. But the Oompa was good and very much appreciated. Thank you. Just a reminder that this Saturday, after the wreath laying that Stan brought up on the Pearl Harbor, which will be on the bridge at 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock will be the Rick Drew Parade that leaves Canal Street on Orange, heads south on Orange, Pike Street, and then across the river to Matamoros.
Sunday, Mayor, Sunday.
Did I say Saturday? Sorry, Sunday. And then also that night at 6 p.m. is the tree lighting, the Rick Drew tree lighting at the West End Memorial Park. And hopefully the cats will be out of there. So.
I doubt it.
Okay.
The Rick Drew tree lighting is Sunday night.
That's Sunday night at 6, yes. All of you should have received the resolution of the Common Council of the City of Port Jervis, Orange County, New York regarding the property at 26 Hill Street. Port Jervis authorizing the sale of said premise to the current tenant of said property, Paramount Visuals, doing business as Paramount and Dan King. Are there any questions in regards to this resolution? Entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Belcher, second by Mr. Foster. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Thank you.
Abstain, sorry.
One abstention. I would entertain a motion to approve the annual dues of the Orange County Association Town, Village, and Cities for 2017. I have a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Belcher.
Second.
Second by Mr. Randazzo. Discussion? It's $100. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. I have a letter, this is that letter in preparation for the upcoming 2017 budget year. The Orange County Office of the Aging is conducting its annual review of existing senior dining and home-delivered meal programs. They are requesting to do a contract through December 31st, but as I alluded to the update, that it looks as if Ms. Shortell will be retiring in the month of November, so I would entertain a motion to enter into a contract with them until November.
November or September 30th is planned.
Was it
Currently
September?
in the budget, the contract is planned through September 30th so that she can use her benefit time.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I'll make the motion for September 30th.
Mr. Belcher, September 30th. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Foster. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Okay, on the property that was in question during the public hearing, this is the property on Farnham Street. This is none of this would be on any of the pavement of the street. This would be off the pavement of the street. This is city property. I do have a recommended sale price from our assessor, Ms. Spradling. However, during discussion prior to our meeting, a few of the council members would like to see the upper part on the right-hand side cut off so that it delineates the actual property line into the hillside. So do you want me to I'll have that done for next, for 2 weeks, and then we'll go over it information prior to.
Yeah, I'd also like to know the road frontage, the yard frontage of the property once we,
It will be, all be on a map.
okay, because,
And it was on this map too, that I sent you yesterday.
yeah, but I had trouble reading that, so, all right, so it'll be there.
Yep.
Thank you.
Just a quick discussion on the Port Jervis ambulance and other movements being made. As many of you know, we did contract with the Port Jervis ambulance for the year 2017 year in two separate payments of $15,000. For the first payment, which was immediate, the next day we got to them, as well as the signed contract, $15,000 before the end of the year. And Ms. Randazzo from our council is being put on their board. I do want to tell you that I have been in contact with Councilman Segreto from Matamoros, who is going to go to his board, I believe it's tomorrow night, is their meeting, to discuss because they are not covered at all. I later found out that the Port Jervis ambulance was contacted by the regional area that takes care of EMS in Pennsylvania, for whatever region it is. And they were, they did have their permit pulled. I guess I spoke with Captain Morgan from the ambulance corps, and he said he didn't know that there was any type of permit, but he did receive the contact from them. So I asked him to follow up with Ms. Randazzo in regards to that, because they do want to be covered in Pennsylvania. And I said, listen, if you're willing to give him money too, I'm sure we could adjust our contract a little bit so that more, if another local municipality wants to donate, we would probably entertain that. But as of right now, it stays the way that it is.
Can you explain that again? They lost their permit?
So because the ambulance closed and didn't notify this regional Pike County.
They didn't have till December 8th, like?
No,
so
they
they-
lose it right away.
Right away,
And to be honest with you, he said they didn't even know that they had any type of permit in Pennsylvania. They were never told that. They always came in and they helped out Westfall. So.
Okay. But under the current contract, they will not unless there's a.
No, unless there's some other
emergency
change. Yeah, well, they can go over there in
For mutual aid.
for mutual aid, but
that's
that's it. Yes.
I heard on the radio, and I'm not sure I caught it all, but something about Westfall contracted with a private ambulance.
No, Atlantic, who does their ALS for the county and actually comes out of Newton, is actually relinquishing their ALS, and they're giving it to a new company, but they're helping this new company get started. The new company is only going to have 2 ambulances in Pike County. One will be at the Milford Urgent Care Center, and the other one will be in Dingman's? Lords Valley, thank you. That's where so I'm pretty correct on that, Ken, right, what I was told? Okay. Any other questions? Okay. As you received in my email, Energy in the Bank has agreed that they only really need the 4 acres at the burning site. They do not need the additional 2 acres at the turntable property, and wish to have the agreement altered to $25 an acre per year for $10,000 per year. And they also want to extend the PPA to September 30th. I told him I would bring this up to you as it's his request. This is from Herb Ortiz. I myself would recommend that you would not extend the PPA. We have already extended it to June 30th, and this is something that we need to help us financially, and it's been dragging on for too long. I don't have a problem if they say they're going to be up and running with the 4 acres at the burning pit, but again, that's your call.
Did they give a reason why they need another extension?
He says that just as time's going on and that they have to, they're going to have to go through the winter months, they may not get all the property done, but it wasn't like a true answer that they could really not have it up and running.
Okay.
Time is going on should be our argument, not
Right,
his.
exactly. So what's your pleasure here?
I make a motion that we allow to sell the 4 acres in the landfill, but we do not extend.
We're not selling it,
PPA.
we're leasing it.
Leasing it, I'm sorry.
At
leasing.
$2,500 an acre per year.
Yeah.
So in total it'll be $10,000 per year.
But we will not extend the PPA.
Okay. I have a motion by Mr.
Second.
Belcher. Do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Siegel, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried, thank you. As it was only today, you all received by email the proposal on the bike events, and also Corporation Counsel was able to squeeze in at the last minute his comments, but obviously it needs some work and things that we need to look at, so I will put this off for 2 weeks. I have a letter from Mr. John Corso. He has recently purchased the property at 29 Jersey Avenue, which is the former Hockenberry Furniture Building, and would like to make a formal request to include this property into the Central Business District. This property is contiguous to the Central Business District, and my intent here is to improve the property in an effort to bring more business to the local area. This would benefit the City of Port Jervis and myself. Thank you for your consideration in this matter. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. So, can we just do it, we can't do it by a simple motion of the council, it's gotta go to code, right? Correct.
It's got to go to the county.
All right, so, yeah, because it's gotta go through the county process, right? So I'll be sending this to code.
I don't understand how,
I think,
the logic, how
can-
it's going to benefit
do you know
anyone.
why?
There's many more uses in the central business district than there is in service commercial.
There's many more uses in the central business district than there is in the service commercial.
I know, but it's beyond the current boundary, so that's one little
But
thing
it's,
that sticks out.
it's contiguous, it's attached to that property. We've done it before, we've done it several times in my tenure.
Several precedents.
Yeah.
Well, I'll send it to code, you guys can hash it out. I have in front of me, you all received copies of the easement grant between Orange and Rockland in the City of Port Jervis on the properties located at 46, 48, and 50, 52 Front Street. What's your pleasure?
I make a motion, we approve it.
Yeah, second.
Motion by Mr. Belcher, second by Mr. Siegel to approve.
Is that above ground or below?
No, this is underground. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried, thank you. I have a motion by McGooey, Hauser, and Etzel to reject the bid for the Jersey Avenue Sanitary Sewer Replacement Project. Did I send you all a copy of this? That's what I couldn't remember. All right, I'll go over really quickly. All right, at the request of the City of Port Jervis, our office has reviewed the bids received by the City of Port Jervis October 18, 2016 for the above referenced property. Below are the bids received, and they had 2 bidders, Boyce Excavating and Montana Construction. The bids in the advertisement process as reviewed by the New York State HCR, our office and HCR would recommend that the project be rebid in order to strengthen the city's good faith effort to make minority and women business owners aware of the project being bid. So with the ACR grant funding available, we would have recommended the city award work Area 1 base bid Jersey Avenue to Boyce Excavating in the amount of $536,595. However, due to the above advertisement effort, we would recommend that the city reject all bids at this time and rebid the project. ACR has already granted an extension for the funding of this project to September of 2017. What's your pleasure?
I make a motion that we go with the recommendation.
That is, and what that means is that we will reject the bids and we, in total, and we would go out and rebid this project. Okay, Mr. Belcher, do I have a second?
I'll second it for discussion.
Okay. Second by Ms. Trovey, discussion?
The rebidding, the rejection is due to the advertising. There's like a new regulation or a new requirement as to how you have to advertise
For, especially for
the
business.
FWBE.
Right,
Yeah.
minority and business.
So
women's business owners.
would we even be allowed to take the bids since it wasn't done properly the first time?
I don't have that in the letter, I can't
Yeah.
tell you. I think they're just
You're
recommending.
advised by the funding source that you should rebid it, even though actually Montana Construction is a qualified minority bidder.
And that's why they did the extension themselves, September 2017. Although we won't go out that far, we'll rebid this right away if we do it.
Funding company recommended a rebid and the advertisement.
But I don't get it because minority women and minorities had an opportunity to bid on it the first time. What's the concern about they didn't have an opportunity?
They now require us
specific.
outreach based on the state-approved MWP.
This is something that the state pushes,
So
and it's the state's money, so.
in the advertisement, it would specify something different? Is
They
that-
advertise it differently.
They advertise it
Have to
differently.
target it to them and use their, in other words, you don't just get to publish now a notice in the Times Herald Record anymore. You now have to go through the MWBE list, establish where the qualified MWBE participants are, and you must additionally advertise within their specific areas.
Well, no disrespect to the government, but that's insane.
Veterans are starting to be included on this too.
I know.
They haven't yet, but they're getting there.
Well, it makes it just more difficult, more expensive for
Mhm.
small communities to do business when you have to start reaching out to people that should be reaching out to you. That's my only concern.
Don't forget-
Expense.
They don't, I would imagine it's a quick turnaround? Actually, when you're here, you should answer some of these questions. I didn't realize you were sitting there.
The turnaround is typically, we'll put it in the advertisements, and then we have to put it out for at least 3 to 4 weeks. There also has to be an additional outreach through the MWBE database to specific contracting entities that are established already as certified MWBEs, and Ms. Wazenager is now responsible to track that outreach. You do the outreach, and then you have to track how many replies you get back, and there's a lot of work that goes along with that. But this is a requirement of grants that come through the New York State government, and right now, the ranges go between 20 and 30% of the dollars that are allocated to a project are supposed to be dedicated to MWBE firms. And if you can't get that number of MWBE firms and EEO, equal opportunity, you have to request a waiver. So it's a huge process, but it is required.
Any other discussion or questions?
Table this for 2 weeks. So I don't think
Table?
I've seen this stuff yet. Just wanna take a look.
I mean, if you want to table it for 2 weeks, just hold the project off. While he's looking at that, I'm going to just move on to, well, I can't, because I already have a motion.
Well, at this point, if there are, not that I agree with the requirements per se, but if these are the requirements that we need to follow in order to get grants, I don't think we should start off by not following these rules, because I think that'll just be detrimental to us. So I would say yes, we should reject and rebid. That's just my opinion.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Belcher, a second by Ms. Trovey. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I reluctantly agree, but
So carried, thank you.
I reluctantly made the motion.
I did receive from our engineers, McGuey, Hauser, and Etzel, their professional services contract for 2017. As is stated before, they will continue the regular city engineering services at the same rate of $84.50 as it was last year, with a small increase to the review that is paid for by different applicants. Do I have a motion to approve this contract? A motion by Ms. Henry? Yeah, this was that was the same one, right?
well, yeah, let's do cities back.
Okay.
And I assume they're gonna send us a real contract.
Yeah, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, this was just, okay, Ms. Henry, just subject to Corporation Council's review.
Yep.
Second by Mr. Indazzo. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried, thank you. I just want to announce that the Port Jervis Police Department is doing their series of informative session programs. This one's called If You See Something, Say Something, The Citizen's Role in Homeland Security. It is this Wednesday, November 30th, at 7 p.m. At the Drew Methodist Church, which is right up at the top of the hill here. Speakers will include the New York State Police, Orange County Sheriff's Office, the Port Jervis Police Department, Port Jervis Citywide Neighborhood Watch, with a special appearance by an explosive detecting dog and its handler. This is also sponsored by the Citywide Neighborhood Watch program. So these are great series. Many people attend these, and it's definitely something worthwhile to see. I believe that's all that I have for council. All right, City Clerk Treasurer's Report, Ms. Wazenager.
Yes, sir. I will inform the council that we're going to have the soft closing of the USDA loans in the total amount of $4,120,000 tomorrow, with the formal hard closing on December 1st. That is what you saw all the paperwork back here about and being signed by our attorney. And from the council members, I do need your compliance review questionnaires. Again, the devil is in the detail and the paperwork. These are required for me to close this $4 million. So if you haven't forwarded me your questionnaire by email or given it to me this evening, please come down to my office after the meeting and complete it. I need the documentation in hand tomorrow for review. Next, our office is in receipt, and I forwarded it to the council just to make the public aware that we received a State of New York Department of Transportation notice of hearing regarding case 39715. It is the petition of the City of Port Jervis by Mayor Kelly B. Decker pursuant to Section 91 of the Railroad Law for an order of the Commissioner approving the modifications of a public at-grade rail crossing at the 4th Street and Fowler Street in the vicinity of milepost 87.20 in Orange
We have
County.
withdrawn that application.
We have? Okay.
Yes, and the judge has granted the withdrawal without prejudice.
Then there won't be a public hearing.
Refile, we can get some other information.
Okay, so there will not be a public hearing on December 8th.
Correct.
Okay. So much for that notice. Other than that, just a reminder, again, you heard it earlier, there was originally a budget workshop scheduled for November 30th. At our last meeting, it was determined that that didn't work for a lot of people's schedules, so it was rescheduled to December 6th at 6 p.m. And that is the next time that additional changes for the budget will be heard. And that is all from the City Clerk Treasurer's Office.
Thank you. Old business, Mr. Randazzo.
I just want to congratulate the tourism board on a great job, well done this weekend. It was a lot of nice events. And then again, just encourage everybody to attend the last budget workshop that we have scheduled through December 6th. That's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Ms. Fitzpatrick?
Also, I just want to thank Maria and Laura. Wonderful job last night. My kids were like, my little guy was like in awe. He had tears in his eyes, so I was happy. Great job. Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Mr. Belcher?
And I'd like to echo everybody's thoughts. The tourism board did a hell of a job. Laura, especially Laura. And Maria was a big help.
I love the outfits too.
But I want to correct, the next meeting of the tourism board is going to be on December 14th at 6:30 here in the council chambers, not the 13th.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Hendrick?
I would also like to congratulate the tourism board. It was a very nice afternoon. I got to go all by myself shopping, which was nice. And then Santa Express was a huge hit. So both my kids got to hold up the letters, even though one looked like he was getting a mugshot taken. He refused to smile. But he did have fun. I could tell deep down he was enjoying himself. So I would also like to, I know it was mentioned a couple times by both council people and somebody in public comment, Mr. Kidney. For those of you who missed the workshop, the last workshop we had quite a lengthy discussion regarding the sewer fee and how it was being used. When the sewer fee was passed, I was a resident and on the end of the information where, I didn't go to every meeting, so I could have missed it. But we had a pretty lengthy discussion about how the perceived understanding of the fee from the community is that it was for infrastructure repair. Previous to that, the operation costs were funded through tax dollars, which is tax deductible and generally accepted by everyone. I think, for me, sitting right here, the mayor mentioned it in the beginning, that we could get the budget back down to what, like 8 something if we used half that fee. For me, I'm comfortable with using none of it right now. The $135,000 I think should remain in the reserve and should be used just